Building better financial habits doesn't have to be groundbreaking. Sometimes you just need to question them. Here are 5 of my habits that I've changed in the past few years and have stuck to them. All right, back into it. Hi, I'm Naveed Hawk. I'm a technical specialist by day, and then when I'm not working, I love making these YouTube videos, sharing lessons I've learned in tech, finance, and then corporate, and then as well as other lessons I learned throughout my life and sharing them with you here on YouTube. Before we get started, if you can go ahead and like this video and comment, that'd be awesome. Without ado, let's start. Rule number 1, don't buy just because it's on sale. It can be easy to fall into the trap of purchasing an item just because it's a good deal. Now, if your intention is to buy that and then resell it for a higher price, then maybe that's worthwhile. However, it's to your best to stick to your intention as to why you're in the store for, to the item that you wanted to buy, not just because you see something that is on sale. Now, an appropriate use of a sale is having an item, for example, on your wish list on Amazon, and eventually Amazon does alert you when certain items on your wish list do go on a reduced price. Now, you can also use the Chrome extension Honey to help you with that as well. Now, this isn't a sponsored video as much as I like it to be, but if you use Honey on your Chrome extensions, you can actually see the catalog of the price history of a specific item. I can actually show you right now. Let's take this monitor as an example of what I mean of how you can use Honey. So if you go on here, after you get the extension, you can get a notification for a price drop for that item that'll automatically email you. But you can also look at the price history, and generally sales follow a pretty good trend year by year. And we can see right now it's going for $129 or $130, but you can see that there are moments that it goes as low as $110. Quite frequently. So in February, for that whole month almost, it was going for 110 and it picked back up and dropped. So for this one, I would just wait it out a little bit until you find a better deal. So that's how you can use Honey to find good sales for items that you're actually needing and not ones that you just happen to run into. Rule number 2 that I started implementing for a while now in my life is that cutting out sugary drinks. Honestly, this is more of a health benefit than a financial benefit here, but on average, in my experience, a drink can go all the way up to like $3. And the only time I personally indulge in a sweet beverage is when I order a sweet tea, when I'm going out to eat barbecue or eat fried chicken. But I'm a Texan.
Patrick, what am I now?
Stupid?
No, I'm Texas.
What's the difference?
So that's my exception card for this rule. Now, when it comes to grocery shopping, it's seldom easy to overpurchase. More than wasting money, it's important to not waste food. Some general rules that I like to stick by are generally buying foods for 3 to 4 day stints. Now, I've also started adding in a rule where I try to buy foods that have less plastics involved, just that it's better for the environment. I personally created a menu on my regular items and dishes that I make on Notion to help me better navigate and brainstorm things that I need to buy, so I'm not wasting time thinking about things that I don't generally eat. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. Rule number 4, don't invest in something that you don't know anything about. GameStop. Seriously. People have FOMO all the time when it comes to investment, and they will always say, oh, this is once in a lifetime opportunity.
This opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
Trust me, there's gonna be plenty of lifetime opportunities for you to have and to invest. It's better for you to just wait it out and understand and then invest, as opposed to rushing into something without any idea of what you're doing. Rule number 5, generic items for name brands. Now, I don't know about you all, but I remember growing up in the early 2000s, it was like considered to be like bad or uncool when you bought like the Great Value brand from Walmart to purchase items because it wasn't like in or it was too cheap. Whatever the silly excuse it was. But I realize nowadays it's kind of cool to buy the generic brand. Like everybody's like hyped about Trader Joe's, but everything in Trader Joe's is generic. Or even companies like Brandless, right? Like empowering customers on buying something that's not branded. But with that being said, now that it's in, more power to us to actually buy stuff that's a generic brand. Because it's cheaper and it's the exact same thing that you would get when it's a name brand. Something I've always wondered about is when it comes to medication or prescription drugs, if there's actually anything different between like your Zyrtec and your store-bought brand of allergy medicine. I decided to ask my pharmacist friend Jeremy about exactly this question. Hey Jeremy, thanks for hopping in real quick. So the question I have is essentially, what are the differences between medicine that's generic brand and, for example, like your Zyrtec or Advil compared to their name brands?
That's a great question, Naveed. And actually, a big misconception here in the pharmacy is that the brand is better than the generic, and it's not. In reality, they both have the same active ingredient as the brand versus the generic. The big difference is the cost. A lot of times the brand name is going to be more expensive than the generic, but they still both have to have the same active ingredient.
Is there really a time that a person should ever buy a name brand over a generic brand?
The only time I can recommend a brand name medication over the generic is if the generic is simply not available, or if your insurance will pay for the brand name versus the generic. But if you're getting something over the counter, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna have the generic medication available, and again, saving you money.
Well, there we go, got the answer. These are just some of the rules that I've been using that's helped me streamline my decision-making process to help me save money and then also be a little bit healthier. I hope it at least challenges you to think about the norms that you go through and seeing where you can kind of cut things or reduce things. And lastly, if you made it to the end of the video, please like and comment below. It would really mean a lot. And as always, I'm trying to send out 2 videos a week regarding topics around tech, finance, and personal development. So if you're into that, go ahead and subscribe. But until next time, peace.